I got this package from BeautyBlender. Wondering what's inside.
Yo, dude, what are you doing there?
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl AmandaEnsing, and today we are reviewing the brand new BeautyBlender Bounce Foundation. I just got out of the shower, I'm wearing my comfy robe, I am ready to beat my face right now. So BeautyBlender has been hyping us up for what felt like forever of a brand new product, and I feel like a lot of us kind of thought it was gonna be a foundation, but we weren't sure. I know I was like sitting by my phone, like I was like, what is it gonna be, what is it gonna be? I was so hyped. Once BeautyBlender announced their new product was a foundation, everyone was super hyped, super excited. But then once they actually showed the product, there was a lot of controversy, there was a lot of opinions, there was just a lot going on social media. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I will include some images from Trend Mood so you can see the first pictures that went up. When this picture went up, a lot of people were upset, a lot of people were angry. I mean, honestly, I was shocked when I saw this photo. The foundation comes in 32 different shades. And when you look at the photo that was posted of all of the different shades, it looks pretty obvious that there seems to be one shade that is all of the shades, and then just a few deep shades. There are also a lot of orange jokes because if you look on the last row, there are a couple shades that just look straight up orange in the photo, and people were just going off in the comments. Before we get into the review, just a little real talk. I'm half Latina, I'm half Puerto Rican, half white. I feel like within the last couple of years, it's really been brought to the public eye how much women of color struggle finding their shade. In my opinion, I feel like Fenty Beauty was the first makeup brand to be like, we're gonna be inclusive, we're gonna make a ton of different shades for all women of color. And I feel like a lot of brands have learned from that, but then a lot of brands maybe didn't care or just haven't learned from that. In addition to brands like Fenty Beauty being inclusive and showing us like there is a problem and women of color need to be able to find their shade, there are some amazing beauty bloggers who have spoken up and have really educated all of us about foundation shades. And I feel like for me, especially within the last year or so, I've really begun to realize how big of a problem it is, because obviously I can't speak for women of color because I'm not a woman of color, but I do have this platform, so I think that it's important to talk about it. And when you look at this photo, it just seems like it's all light medium shades. That's really all I see when I look at the photo. And just looking at the picture, it looks like there's maybe 4 deep shades, 4 kind of tannish orange shades, and then the rest are light or light medium shades. I love BeautyBlender as a brand. I love the BeautyBlender. It's like my #1 product to apply my foundation and concealer. I've also worked with them and I love working with them, and I love the brand as BeautyBlender, but it's important for me to be honest with you guys when I'm reviewing products and never let any of that get in the way or bias my opinion. So when I'm giving this review, I'm not trying to bash BeautyBlender. I'm always gonna be honest with you guys and give you my opinion, and I do think that they need more colors. Like, it's just very obvious that there should be more colors, and I feel like there's no excuse to not have more shades. And if you are gonna have 32 shades, for example, make more deep shades. You're leaving out so many different women that love makeup, love your brand, love using a beauty blender, for example, that aren't gonna be able to try the foundation, and that's super sad to me. I'm also aware that not every brand's gonna have a color for every single skin tone. I just feel like it should be more evenly distributed because there's just only a few deep shades, and did you really need that many light medium shades? You know what I'm saying? A moment that really hit me was when I took a subscriber shopping for Christmas. If you watched my I Take a Subscriber Shopping video, we vlogged it. I took Naomi shopping. She is the sweetest girl in the whole world, and she's a woman of color, and we went to Sephora and we were looking at different products and different things, and it was right when the Tarte foundation was coming out, and she was so excited to try it because she loves the concealer. And when we looked at the shade range, and to see the look on her face when there was no shade for her and she knew she couldn't try that foundation, when we had just been talking about it before looking at shades and how excited she was, it was a moment where I'm like, I've never had to go through that. I wanted to touch on this because I know that there are people watching this video who aren't gonna be able to try this foundation, and that makes me sad because you should be able to try any makeup product you wanna try, and to feel not included in a product like, wow, they didn't make a skin color for me, like there's no shade match that I can wear. I definitely think that's an issue. Before even trying the foundation, I'm gonna show you swatches of all of the colors. I'm gonna try on the foundation to show you how it wears. So I just wanted to briefly touch on it because I feel like that's the most controversial thing, and that's why a lot of people were upset, just because it seemed like it was just all vanilla and then just a few mocha shades, and it's like, girl. Also, any comments that want to say I'm hopping on a bandwagon or just trying to be like everyone else talking about it will be deleted because it's completely inappropriate. This is a serious topic. It's something that is a problem in the beauty industry, as you have seen a lot of women of color talk about on YouTube and on social media. And I hope that one day we don't have to talk about it anymore. So let's not go there. Let's keep the comments as positive as possible, people. So this is the brand new BeautyBlender Bounce Foundation. I'm gonna read to you a little bit about this product. So this is $40 and you get 1 fluid ounce, which is standard in most liquid foundations. It claims to be full coverage matte finish. Oily or combination skin / sensitive skin can use it. A weightless velvet feel for 24 hours. It claims to be full coverage but feel like your skin. It's made with hyaluronic acid to lock in the moisture of your skin. Also supposed to smooth out your skin texture, make it look picture perfect. And it says to prep your skin with moisturizer beforehand, especially if you have dry skin, which I'm normal to dry. First impression is the packaging is so innovative and so cool. I really love the packaging. Also, if you notice, the O in Bounce is a little beauty blender. So it says Bounce Liquid Whip Longwear Foundation. It's a frosted glass. It looks very pretty. I'm a sucker for packaging, even though it usually has nothing to do with the product. This actually has a lot to do with the product. So it has a little dial right here that is a lock and an unlock. So right now it's locked. You can't push down the foundation, which is awesome for traveling or just in general. You don't want it to get everywhere. It won't go down. How cool is that? It locks and then you can unlock it. On the other side of the foundation, it has a little Beauty Blender divot. So you can literally press it straight on your Beauty Blender, or you can press it onto the actual back and dip your Beauty Blender and then pat it on the face. That way you don't need to use your hand, you don't need to use a paper towel, a little metal tray, anything you usually use to put your foundation on, like a lot of us put it on our hand and dip it. No more, you can use it on here, which I think is so innovative and so cool. So I will give them props for the packaging. I think it's just unlike anything I've ever seen. I'm gonna show you all the shades and then we're gonna go into applying the foundation. So these are the first 16 shades. As you can see they all look very light. This is the first half of the shade range, and this is the other half of the shade range. So these are the last 16 colors, and there goes my Beauty Blender. Also, just for reference, I have a little bit of a spray tan right now. I'm not too dark, but I have a little bit of a tan, and this is my shade range. So this is my shade, and this is the darkest shade in the whole collection. So just like for reference, you can see how far down the scale I am, and I'm not that dark, like you're gonna see when I apply the foundation. I'm gonna be using the shade 3.70. Now, when I was trying to color match, it was a little bit difficult. I feel like even going up in shades, sometimes the shades as I went higher were lighter than the shades below it, and I feel like the undertone was just really off. Like I kept swatching shades on my arm and on my neck just to see the color, and I feel like it was a little difficult to find my shade because of the undertone of the product. I feel like some of them were super warm or super cool, so they were looking kind of light and almost like ashy on my tan, which I didn't even know was possible, but the undertone just wasn't matching and they were just really light. Like I kept going up in color and they were still very fair. I'm gonna use 3.70. I'm also gonna swatch 3.65 and 3.75 on my neck for you, just so you can see like how much the color varies. I feel like there's a lot of variation between each color. It just jumps a lot of steps. This is what it looks like when you pump it out. I'm gonna start with 3.65 and swatch on my neck. Now I'm taking 3.70, which is the color that I'm gonna use. And I still feel like this color isn't perfect, but it was like the closest one that I could find. And then I'm gonna swatch 3.75 next to that. And this one was very orange. I felt like, can you guys see it? I'm gonna be using this one, and then here is the shade before and the shade after, and I feel like they're just so different in undertone. Like if you liked this color but needed darker, this is not similar at all. It's just they're 3 completely different colors, but it's supposed to be like an elevation of shades as you go up. So these are the colors around the one that I'm gonna use. So I'm gonna go ahead and include the swatches. I'm gonna swatch all the colors on my hand for you so you can see how they look. When I swatch all the colors on my arm, they look so similar. They just look like a lot of the same shade. So you can see from the first half to the second half, these are all the colors. I feel like they're just so light up until the last couple of shades. I'm gonna prime my skin with the Smashbox Pore Minimizing Primer. I love this primer. I feel like I've been using it a lot, but it's just a smoothing primer. It's gonna make my skin look very smooth. I did already moisturize. My skin is normal to dry. I know I say this all the time, but I used to be super oily and now my skin is just very normal dry. Like even right now, I just moisturized and I feel like I need even more hydration. So I'm interested to see how this will work with drier skin. So I'm gonna pump it out onto the product. I'm just gonna do like 3 pumps. This is what it looks like. And I'm gonna dip my Beauty Blender into the foundation and then we're just gonna go to town. So it looked like that, it's like a little palette. It doesn't smell like much to me. Okay, I did 3 pumps and I feel like it didn't spread as much as I thought. Like, I feel like usually with one pump, I can do a whole side of my face. But I did like 3 little pumps. I'm gonna do 2 more pumps. Maybe they're just smaller pumps. I don't know. I feel like it looks a little bit orange on my skin, but we'll see how it looks once it sets. Whenever I look for foundations to match my tan skin, whenever I am self-tan, I feel like they're always so orange, and I don't know why any brand would think orange skin. Like, as I tan, I get more olive or brown, like bronzy. And I feel like so many foundation shades that I have for my tan skin, they can look pretty orange until I set them, which is not cool. Honestly, for drugstore, the best foundation colors are from L'Oreal or Maybelline, like L'Oreal True Match and the Maybelline ones, like the Matte and Poreless or the Superstay. I want to see how it layers, so I'm going to add a little bit more on my face and see if it gets cakey. But it has dried pretty matte. I don't look really that shiny. Obviously, you want to clean this after you use it, so I'm just going to take a paper towel and like see how easily it cleans. It's not too hard. I hate when products get messy. I feel like it's like such an OCD thing of mine. Okay, so question, there's still product inside of here, right? How do you get that out? Because what if I want to throw this in my makeup bag? There's still all this foundation in there. I'm gonna take the Born This Way concealer to highlight my face and conceal. This is in the color light beige. Yeah, light beige. I'm gonna go back in with my Beauty Blender to blend it all out. To set, I'm gonna use my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. Now I'm gonna go ahead and dust off the excess. In person, my face looks really matte, a lot more matte than I usually look. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup off camera, and then I will be back so you can see with everything on how the foundation looks. This is the final face with my makeup and everything done. Honestly, it doesn't look that bad. My skin is very, very matte. Like, it is so matte. I added highlight, of course, I always highlight, but my skin is very, very matte. And like I said, I'm more normal to dry, so if I didn't hydrate, I feel like it could look a little bit patchy, a little bit dry. If you're oily, I think you will like it because it's gonna suck those oils out. But for me, more normal dry, I really have to make sure that I hydrate and maybe even use a more hydrating primer, or else it's just gonna be too matte for me. I usually like a more hydrating foundation. So as far as the formula, it's not something that I would gravitate towards on a daily basis because I do like more hydrating foundation. So I definitely agree with it's targeted more towards oily skin, you know what I'm saying? Around my smile lines, like right here in person, it's like a little bit dry, like it definitely creased in those areas and emphasized those areas. I've noticed when I wear more matte foundation, since I'm more normal dry, anywhere like around my mouth where I smile, my smile lines, they always tend to look a little bit creasy and just emphasized, whereas when I use a more hydrating foundation, it moves and grooves better on the lines of my skin, where how this is dry, it just like emphasizes it. Like in person when I'm like not making any expression like this, I can see where my smile lines are. It's definitely a buildable coverage. I feel like it covered everything on my skin, and it does feel very light, but it does feel a little bit dry. Like I feel like my skin feels a little bit dry right now because it is a matte finish, so it's gonna prevent oil. So since I don't have a lot of oil seeping through, it's just like looking for them. But overall, I do think it looks nice. Is this going to be a go-to foundation for me? Probably not. I do like more luminous, more hydrating, just because I am more normal dry. But if you are oily, you might really like this foundation. Final thoughts, I do love the packaging. It's very innovative. It's nothing that I've seen before, and I think it's really awesome to go with the Beauty Blender or any sponge or even a brush because it's just so cool. You can use this instead of your hand. So I love the packaging. Now, what I would like to see from them as a brand and a foundation in the future is 1, more shades. For sure, hands down, more shades. 2, I would love to see a more hydrating foundation, so maybe they come up with one for more normal to dry skin, because this just isn't something I could wear every day because my skin is too dry, and I feel like if you have really dry skin, you're not gonna like it. It's not gonna work for you. It's gonna be too drying. So I'd like to see a hydrating foundation, but I love the idea, I love the concept, I love the packaging, just more shades and a hydrating formula as well. With that being said, let's do today's A-Team shout out of the day. Today's A-Team shout out goes to Sophie Santana. She said, "Girl, you're one of my favorite YouTubers because of your positivity and realness. Keep being you. This is your best quality. Lots of love." Thank you so much. Literally means the world. I love you. I hope you found this video helpful. Make sure to give it a big thumbs up if you did. Hit subscribe, join my A-team, and make sure those post notifications are turned on so that way you never miss a new video. And let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? Are you gonna try out this foundation? Are you excited for it? Are you not? Are you gonna pass? Are you gonna buy it? Let me know down below. Ooh, that rhymed. Let me know in the comments what you think. I would love to hear your thoughts. Also, thank you as always for watching, and also thank you for all of the positive comments on my last video. I love you guys so much. I'm so thankful for you and allowing me to do what I love. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I hope you're having the best day ever. I love you so much. I've said that like a million times, but I really do. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.